What is going on, everybody? We are back with another review. And in this one, we are reviewing Season 1, Episode 3, Story 1 of Two Twisted. And this is called von Stauffenberg's Stamp. This was directed by Glendon Ivan, written by James Robertson, and debuted on August 28th of 2006. To give you a rundown of the story to start off, this has Sam Neill in it, by the way. He's the guy that, if I remember correctly, is in Jurassic Park. Fantastic actor. And basically, the way this goes is you have a guy that is a stamp trader in one building in this little, it's like a side-by-side store scenario, right? One guy runs a stamp store, one guy runs a barbershop, and they're friends. And every day, the stamp guy comes into the barbershop, and he gets a hair trim or a shave and talks with his buddy, who is the barber. And the barber is married to an absolute wretch of a female. An absolute wretch of a human being. She is a terrible person. And is all about money, and gets mad that her husband gives free haircuts to his friend, right? Which is stupid. So, basically, what it comes down to is he keeps talking about von Stauffenberg's stamp, which von Stauffenberg is a guy that apparently has tried to kill Hitler 4 or 5 times. And failed every time, was eventually shot, I think. And yeah, he was unsuccessful. Him personally, he was unsuccessful. So, basically, he then goes and the story of von Stauffenberg is told because he has a stamp from von Stauffenberg, and the stamp, they never say anything about the stamp until the very, very, very end, right? And every time he comes into the barber shop, he basically talks to his buddy, and his buddy's like, "How's the von Stauffenberg stamp?" And he's like, eventually, it's on its way. The trouble's going to be authenticating it. And every time they have a conversation, the barber's wife comes in and just absolutely bitches about, "Oh, you guys are losers, always talking about stamps. I can't believe I'm always surrounded by losers," and she's always drinking and stuff. She's just, like I said, an absolute wretch of a human being. And then at the end of the day, after everything's said and done, they'll be sitting at home, and he'll be reading a history book to learn about von Stauffenberg, and then she'll get mad at him for learning about history, because history doesn't pay the bills. He should be making money, or whatever it is that she expects him to do. So, finally, the stamp does come in. He takes the stamp, he puts it in a little, he doesn't put it, but it comes in a little envelope or whatever, and he goes over to his buddy's barbershop. He goes inside the barbershop, and his buddy's like, close down shop, turn the sign, lock it. No one will bother us that way. So he does, and he starts to give his buddy a shave. And during the shave, they're talking about the von Stauffenberger stamp. And again, the wife comes in. She starts to call them losers. Gets the stamp guy upset, or at least he pretends to be upset. And I say pretends because eventually he shows the stamp to everybody, and she's like, "Can I see it?" And even the husband's like, "I don't think it's a good idea." And he's like, "No, I trust her to not do anything with it." And he gives it to her, and she pretends like she's going to rip it a few times, and then eventually puts it on her tongue. And after about 20 seconds of it being on her tongue, she dies from being poisoned. And both the guys were smiling that it was done. The cop then comes to check into it, pulls the stamp out of her mouth, basically asks for an explanation of the stamp and whatnot, and they admit they didn't touch it. They handed it to her so that she would be able to check it out and look into it. And at the end of that, he's like, all right, you guys are in the clear. And he eventually does get the stamp back, or a different stamp. I'm not quite sure. But either way, basically they knew what was going to happen. They worked together to get her killed. I really liked the way that turned out. It had a very, very slow build over and above all, but it has a little bit of history mixed in with it. And it had a satisfying payout that was a twist ending that, I mean, you can see coming. But it was satisfying. So I don't have too many qualms about it. Obviously with Sam Neill in it. I love Sam Neill as an actor. Fantastic actor. Man. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. It's probably going to end up higher up on my list. That's for sure. But yeah. So it's a short review. There's not a whole lot to go over, guys. So with that being said, I love y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.